For your cheapest and most reliable place to buy your FC24 coins, check out mmoexp.com. Link is down in the description below. Use the code WOLF at the checkout for 5% off your order. Yes then YouTube, we are back with another custom tactics video with a formation that I loved pre-patch. So I've been experimenting a lot with it on this post-patch, trying to perfect it for you and trying to get it right. And that is, of course, the formation you are seeing on your screen, the 3-4-2-1. This formation is amazing going forward, but, and there is a but, we need to get it right defensively, because if we don't, we will struggle to win a lot of games. So because of that, you are going to want to play it balanced on the defensive start. And by the way, YouTube, drop this video a like for me. And if you can hit that subscribe button to my channel, that would mean the world to me. So, balanced on the defensive start, 100%. I would stay well away from pressure on heavy touch and press after possession loss. There's two reasons for that. Reason number one, this formation is quite a hard formation to get right defensively anyway. So even though I absolutely love the 3-4-2-1, especially going forward you have got so many options, so many different passing lanes, etc. We want to get it right defensively. So because of that, I would stay away from press after possession loss and pressure on every touch, just to try and be more defensively solid. The second reason is that on this latest patch, I actually think pressure on heavy touch and press after possession loss have been nerfed anyway. Pressure on heavy touch I was really enjoying, and I was actually starting to use it a lot more, and even thinking about dropping custom tactics using it. But then on this latest patch now, I just think they have absolutely killed it into the ground. It is so nerfed. So because of that, I would use balanced on the defensive style, YouTube. The defensive width. Now, this is where it gets a little bit interesting. I use 44. Yes, 44. I don't go as narrow as I do in some of my other formations. The reason being, and let me know in the comment section down below if you do agree with this. Sometimes when I go too narrow, I feel like I'm giving my opponent too much of the byline to use, and they can abuse that byline meta and run down the line a lot. And I kind of think that even though I do want to be defensively solid in the middle of the pitch, it kind of does, I don't really know how to explain it, but it just, I would prefer to then kind of be in that happy medium G spot where we are still a little bit more narrow and compact, so my opponent can't just run through the middle of the pitch. But also at the same time, we are a little bit wider in terms of we do have players there to stop the byline meta. So that's why I'm using 44 width. Very key. I would always recommend to go a little bit more narrow than the preset 50. On this latest patch, of course, it does try and force your defense and your defensive structure in your team out wide. So because of that, I do a little bit of a trade-off where I do go more narrow to try and make it the happy medium G spot. The defensive depth, I only go up to 54. So I do still go up a little bit from the default preset 50. The reason being, I do still like to be a little bit aggressive, YouTube. You know, I don't really feel like we need to be any more deeper than 54 in my opinion. Even though the 3-4-2-1 can be a little bit hard to get right defensively, we do still want to use the fact that it is a 3 at the back formation to our advantage with the defensive depth, and try and be a little bit aggressive and press up the pitch. But at the same time, have a little bit of a trade-off where we're not completely YOLOing it up the pitch at all, because if you do go too high with the defensive depth, you will get caught out a lot with the 3-4-2-1. You will get caught out running in behind where your left midfielder and your right midfielder should be. You will get caught out with that a lot. So that's why I've come to the conclusion that 54, my spreadsheet and my data back it up, I concede less goals when I'm using that 54 depth. The offense is build-up, play and chance creation. You guessed it. Let me know in the comment section down below what am I going to be using before I even show you. You guessed it. Balanced and direct passing. I like to call it your absolute bread and butter. But there is a but right now. Long ball and direct passing. I'm watching you. That could be the play in the near future, believe you me. Long ball and direct passing is good. I'm telling you right now, long ball and direct passing is good and quite possibly a viable option, YouTube. It's good. I like it. Long ball direct passing is good, but for me, I do much prefer the balance of direct passing. The offensive width, I do actually go a little bit more narrow, only down to 47. I know that might seem like a bit of a random number, but there is a lot of experimenting in my spreadsheet and my data that goes into my custom tactics. The reason I've gone down to the 47 width is kind of like what I said at the start of the video. On this latest patch, it does force our defensive structure out wide. So because of that, our opponent's defensive structure will be forced out wide. So what do we need to do? We need to maybe funnel the ball through to the middle of the pitch. But at the same time, don't go too narrow, because the left midfielder and the right midfielder, if you do go too narrow with them, they won't be in that left wing back and the right wing back position when we don't have the ball. So that's how our opponent can then easily counter attackers in the defensive transition. So 47 width is a very good spot to use. Players in the box. No, it's not 7. I've actually only gone down. Well, I say only. I've gone to 6 with the 3-4-2-1. You know me, YouTube. I normally always use 7 players in the box. But remember what I said at the start of the video. This formation is elite going forward anyway. To get this formation and elite meta formation, we need to get it right defensively. Going forward, it will do the job no matter what. So that's why I've gone with the 6 players in the box, 2 corners and 2 free kicks like so. Player instructions. Now, these haven't really changed actually in terms of from pre-patch to post-patch. There are a couple of tweaks here and there that I have done. So, all 3 of my forwards, my striker, my right centre forward and my left centre forward, are on stay central, get in behind and stay forward. The reason they are on stay forward as well is because of I then sometimes, if my opponent is good, I have the striker drop back on the D-pad. You know, if you press down on the D-pad and then press striker drop back, I do that if I feel my opponent is good. So my left centre forward and my right centre forward and my striker will come a little bit deeper anyway if I do that. I don't always do that, but I only do it if I feel like when I'm in a game and my opponent is good. I stay central and getting behind. Pretty self-explanatory. I want my striker, my right centre forward and my left centre forward to be in them central areas of the pitch. And I also want them to make runs in behind, because even if I don't play the ball to them as they are making runs in behind, it creates space in that little bit of the gap behind the 2 central, in front of the 2 central midfielders and just behind the striker. It's very, very, very key in my opinion that you do have this all 3 of the forwards on stay central and getting behind. Now, the left midfielder and the right midfielder are on exactly the same thing. So the first thing you're going to want to put them on is come back on defence. Pretty self-explanatory. You cannot use the 3-4-2-1 without having your left midfielder and your right midfielder on come back on defence. What that means is when we don't have the ball, they will drop back into almost like that left wing back and the right wing back position. So we are defending in a back 5. Stay wide. Again, we need them to stay wide, because if the left midfielder and the right midfielder don't stay in them wide areas of the pitch, our opponent will be able to counter attack on us so easily, because we won't have anyone defending in the left wing back and the right wing back role. The getting behind, pretty self-explanatory. I want them to make forward runs in behind. I want them to... They are still attackers, you know. They are a left midfielder and a right midfielder. They are still attackers, so we can use them to attack with as well. And then last but not least, to stay on the edge of the box for cross. Very, very, very key. This is probably the most important player instruction to have on the left midfielder and the right midfielder. Stay on the edge of the box for cross. This just helps us out a lot with the defensive transitions. If you have all 3 of your forwards and the left midfielder and the right midfielder in the box when we are attacking, you will get counter-attacked on very, very, very easily, and you will concede a lot of goals. So because of that, stay on the edge of the box for cross. Means they are still in a attacking position, but they're not completely in the box. They kind of just pretty much exactly what it says on the tin. Stay on the edge of the penalty area and cross the situations. Just read what it says. That's what I use them on. Both the central midfielders. Now, this is where it gets interesting. I actually have them both on balanced attack. So both of them, first of all, are on balanced attack. So both of them will get forward a little bit, but they won't YOLO it. This is the key point again. Have both of them on stay on the edge of the box for cross. What this means is they will stay on the edge of the penalty area in crossing situations, and it means they won't go in front of our strikers and our left centre forward and our right centre forward. So they will kind of just stay on the edge of the box for cross. If we are keeping the ball in our opponent's third, they'll be there dictating the play. They won't be in the box. They will just be on the edge of the box. It's very, very, very key and an underrated point, especially in terms of helping us out with the counter attacks. If we have both of our centre midfielders on balanced crossing runs, both of them will get forward and run past our strikers. And we don't want that. We want them both to stay on the edge of the box for cross, to get the ball, which means we can have long shots with them, we can have travellas with them, we can have finesse shots with them. And also, when we lose the ball, they're not YOLO, so we do still have 2 central midfielders there. All 3 of my centre-backs I don't touch, so they're on stay back while attacking, normal interceptions, and stick to position. And then last but not least, my goalkeeper is on comes for crosses and sweeper keeper. And that right there is my brand new updated 3-4-2-1 custom tactics video for you guys. If you did enjoy this video, YouTube, please drop it a like for me. Drop a comment down below. And if you can hit the subscribe button to my channel, that would mean the world to me. Remember, YouTube, Spread the love and positivity. And I just want to say thank you for an amazing year on YouTube in 2020-23. Let's make 2024 a good one as well. Thank you for watching. Peace out. One love.